Hi there, it's Kerry from Tomatoes and Tulips. If you haven't seen my intro video already and you want to know a bit more about me, then head over and take a look at the intro video. But if you've been to the channel before and you know what to expect, today I thought I would show you, or at least talk to you a little bit about my experience of growing from seed in a conservatory. So the space that you see me in right now, I don't know how much of it you can see, but if you have a little look around on the channel, you'll find some tour videos. The space is a conservatory. Now this small conservatory is attached to the property that I own, which is a commercial unit on the ground floor, and then we live on a masonette, a two-floor masonette above. And we have a very small courtyard garden and then a very small allotment. So starting from seed is something that I'm really passionate about doing. I want to be able to learn which seeds need what sort of attention and what sort of growing ways in which they grow and how each does differently. What you can see behind me here is also a hydroponics system. Now you can start your seeds in these and you can grow on in these. This I only invested in, I think it was earlier this year, and I will do a video on how I'm getting on with that in a separate video. So you can start your seeds in this way, or you can start them in seed trays like you see here, or just pots, and you can see different stages in the conservatory here. So if ever you are in the Seaton Devon area, you are very welcome to come and see me, and you can actually walk in. It's open to the public, this space, so you can actually walk in and see. And if you've got questions about growing in conservatories, then do please come and see me. Now one thing that you can't see is actually, I'll see if I can lift it up and see if you can, there you go. So let me just see if I can get this to come back without falling over. Okay, so what I've just shown you there is the ceiling of the conservatory. Now, as well as growing my plants and my seedlings in this conservatory, what I also do is I have my artwork on display, and one of the biggest problems I had was that everything was fading because of the direct sunlight coming from the glass panels of the conservatory. This year we actually invested in a really cheap rolls of UV protection, and we put those on. What then I realised is that when it came round to seed sowing time, there wasn't going to be any direct sunlight coming from the top, only from the windows. So I actually took a piece off where the main area of where I grow the seeds, just to see if that helps at all. Now this is the first year growing in the conservatory with the UV vinyl on the top. So far germination's been absolutely fine because of the warmth, because I close all the windows and doors on cold days to preserve the warmth, and then when it gets too hot, and I have a thermometer in the room, when it gets too hot I open one of the windows and let some of that heat out. But that humid warm air is actually really helping with the starting of the seeds. So if you're thinking of growing a conservatory, I would say definitely go for it. It's worth having a go. I actually use these metal stands which are really cheap. They're from IKEA, and I have all of the ones behind me, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I've got 2 more in front of me, and then I have the window, and I have another white stand as well, which you'll see in other videos. And then I have lots of trays, these black trays, which are about A4 in size. I have lots of those, and then I have different inserts for those. So I have either big tray inserts with lots of small compartments, but I also have pots as well. So different seeds require different amounts of space, and they require potting on at different times, and I'll talk about this in some future videos. But that is sort of the setup that I have here in the conservatory. So in previous years, germination has always been really, really good, and it was good early on. This year's been really strange. Cucumbers just would not germinate up until last week, when another batch that I've sown have finally started to germinate. So ones like these cucumbers here, and then also some pickling cucumbers that I've got behind me here. So the pickling ones. Yeah, so cucumbers literally in this last week have started to germinate. Before that they would not germinate. It was an absolute nightmare. I don't know what was going on. Everything else though has been doing really well. So we've got here, these are tomatoes that I was gifted by my father-in-law. He's amazing. He has a lot of heritage variety tomatoes. So I've got a selection of his. Mine are at the top, which I shall show you in another video, which didn't grow quite so well. And I'm propagating Applemint at the moment. So this is 2 weeks in, and it started off in a pot like this here. And I just snip it off, take the bottom leaves off, put it in water. This is just a pot with holes in the top. and then in about 2 weeks it ends up being this size, so it's pretty fantastic really. And as I say, this is in a room which is a conservatory and it stays nice and warm, but there is only now direct sunlight from one panel at the top and then the windows all along the side, and the windows are the full length, including the sort of the patio doors if you've had a look at the tour videos of the conservatory. So yeah, if you're thinking of growing seedlings or starting seeds in a conservatory, I say go for it. If you've got any concerns at all that it's not warm enough in the conservatory that you've got, use the, I think they're called cloches, or see-through covers over the top, or if you're on a budget and you can't afford to go out and buy those, keep all of your squash bottles, cola bottles, clear bottles, cut them in half, pop some holes in the top, or on one end you can obviously take the lid off and put those over the top. They work perfectly well. They create its own little environment, they keep it nice and warm and moist, and then obviously they'll grow for you then. Majorly important when growing in the conservatory environment is to continuously check on the moisture of the soil that you're growing in, of the compost you're growing in. You want it to, especially when you're starting the seeds, you do want to make sure that the surface layer at least is moist. And I've learnt that over the years. Even if you just spray it with a mister, just so it's nice and soft for the seeds to start and to come up through. When though they get to this size, don't overwater them, because then you're going to hurt the roots, you're going to make them too soggy. So it's a balancing act really with the watering in an environment like this. Just keep an eye on what level of watering you need for different seedlings. So I hope you found this video useful, and as I say, growing in a conservatory space can be done if you don't have the space to have a greenhouse. I certainly don't. If you've seen the videos, you'll see just how small my courtyard garden is, and also I only have a really tiny half plot of an allotment as well, but there is so much you can grow. Please don't be disheartened if you don't have much space, but you want to learn to be a bit more self-sufficient and you want to grow your own food from seed or from plants that you're buying. So yeah, I hope this video has been useful. I'll come back and do some more. Please let me know. Please do subscribe to the channel if you want to hear more from me and my journey of being an urban homesteader in the hopeful future of being an actual real life smallholder and homesteader in the UK. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day. Bye.